My path ain't your path. So don't be trying to be like, you should have did this, you should have did that. Yeah, I get it, you trying to help sometimes. Sometimes people just trying to make it seem like, oh, look what I did. We two different people, you feel what I'm saying?
These days, I'm letting God handle all things above. The things I can't change are the reason you love me. Listen, you can hear them calling my name. I'm all over the place, I can't sit in one place. I'm not ashamed at all.
I moved in here about 6 months ago. I made a video talking about how I moved in here to chase my dreams. That's good? What y'all think? That's good? It's too bright, god damn. I got me a stand right here. Alright, let's see if that does anything. Let's take the top off. What y'all think? We cooking? We cooking? There we go, that's chilling. I'm in Las Vegas, so like a little bit of sun will cook you, you feel what I'm saying? I'm actually not even this brown, but it's because of the heat will literally cook you, like, you feel what I'm saying? And plus, I be using this lotion right here. This is not an ad, this is not an advertisement, but I use the richest one. So you can start at light and you can go up to the richest one. This is dermatologist approved. I recommend this especially for melanated men with my skin complexion, brown skin dudes or light brown skin dudes. This will literally have your skin glowing. It'll stay clear, drink a lot of water. It's good for moisturizing and all that stuff like that. Like I said, this is not an ad. This is just something that I use because it hydrates your skin very well and is dermatologist approved. A couple dollars, but it's worth it. But 6 months ago, I moved in here and I said I was chasing my dreams, chasing my goals, you feel what I'm saying? I left my hometown, I moved to Idaho, I moved to California. And to be honest, the journey that I've been on is my barber gave me this, you feel me? This is also not an advertisement, but my barber let me have this because, you know, my hair was kind of long and I didn't want to cut it. So he's like, all right, you want to spike it up a little bit? You can look like a character off of Dragon Ball Z, except you black. Is there any black characters on Dragon Ball Z? I'm trying to look like Vegeta. I ain't even watch Dragon Ball Z. I just know some of the characters and shit like that. But yeah, so basically I moved here in order to work on myself, you know, separate from childhood trauma. Hold on, let me show y'all my book. If y'all ain't seen my book, this is my book right here. Definition of Perseverance is on Amazon.com. And put the light under it. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to leave my hometown and then come to Las Vegas after going to different states, because within all those states I had different times where I learned different things, I met different people. Because when you grow up in a certain area, you only know how people are based off of the box that you are in mentally, right? But then once you leave, you see people in a different light. And you can carry yourself in a different way when you leave your hometown. Different energy, different people. My next venture out is going to be out of the States. I feel like if I go out of the States, then that's when I'll really learn a different level of what I've already learned in America, going to state to state to state. So if I start to go from country to country to country, then I can really lock in and be able to experience things on a completely different level, you feel me? But it's funny because a lot of people come to Las Vegas and try to change their life. A lot of people go to a lot of different states to try to change their life. But what they say, I know somebody gonna say, you moved here, but you know, wherever you are, there you are. You know, people always use these little catchphrases. I'm different. I've been working on myself. I'm different. Get it? I'm different. You different. We different. Y'all know my slogan. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Where my badge at? Where my helmet at? So I'm not one of those people, you feel me, that's moving around trying to run away from who they are internally. Nah. But you go into certain situations in certain states where you realize that certain places are not for you. And sometimes it's just a circumstance. Sometimes the timing is off. Sometimes it's the location within that place you're in. Maybe it's the wrong neighborhood. But either way, we all on a different path, a different journey. So different things are going to pop up on your journey that may not have popped up on my journey, and is going to teach you a lesson. And then in my path, I'm going to run into something that you didn't run into, and it's going to teach me a lesson. You feel what I'm saying? Most of this is not in our control. So you may have an experience that may affect you in a certain way in order for you to become who you become, and I may not. And different things are going to happen based off of your path. My path ain't your path. So don't be trying to be like, you should have did this, you should have did that. Yeah, I get it. You trying to help sometimes. Sometimes people just trying to make it seem like, oh, look what I did. We two different people. You feel what I'm saying? That's why my biggest thing, especially when I'm like coaching people on my website, check it out, joshdurman.com, or when I'm on TikTok or whatever, whoever I'm connected with, even in person, you feel me? One of my coworkers, I've told her this. I always be like, well, I'm not gonna lie, I can't speak on your experience, but this is what I experienced. Basically, meaning I'm not invalidating what you've been through and saying that you should go through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation different, everybody's path is different, and there's a spiritual side of it too, so I don't even want to get deeper on that side either, but you know what I mean? It gets deep. But the reason why I feel like things did not play out like I wanted to 6 months ago when I said I was going to come here, lock in, chase my dreams, was because there's a lot of different variables and factors that play into you getting to where you need to go. And that's personalities, the people you come across, the situations you're currently in, jealousy, envy, situational opportunity. Listen, situational opportunity is, I'm not going to say rare, but it's something that people don't take into account when they're doing anything, right? Sometimes the cards just fall into place, you feel me? Sometimes you just so happen to run into somebody who, you feel what I'm saying? Like when I was in Idaho, this is a perfect example of situational opportunity, right? When I was in Idaho and I was about to leave, I ended up calling my boss, right? Imagine if I called and another person answered, you feel what I'm saying? Or imagine if I never called, right? So I end up calling this girl, that was my boss, right? Calling this girl, that sounds crazy, but calling this girl, my boss, and she was like, I told her like I'm about to move to Texas at the time, right? Because I ended up becoming homeless in Idaho. So she was like, all right, say no more. What's going on, Josh, right? Or just imagine if she didn't care enough to ask what's going on. You see how situational it is, but it turned into an opportunity. That's why I call it situational opportunity. Don't steal this. I'm trademarking it. So no, but yeah. So I just really thought it out of my head. So I might have to write that down. So no. So basically, she said, what's going on? I explained to her, like, I went through a situation. I ended up getting kicked out on my birthday, which is a whole nother story. I should do a story time on that. And then after the fact, she was like, all right, give me a second. So she called the owner of the company. The owner of the company was like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I told him that I was homeless or whatever the case may be. I'm about to move to Texas, da, da, da. Right? Da, da, da. Right? The guy says, where you at? I said, I'm on 9th Street, right by the college. He said, I'm on 12th Street, which is 3 long blocks away, right? All I got is my duffel bag. I'm just leaving out of a motel. He like, all right, say less. He like, he didn't say less. This is like an older white guy that's like, he said say less, but y'all know what I mean. But he like, all right, say less. Meet me on 12th Street in like 30 minutes. I said, say no more, because people was telling me like, I should go into a shelter, da da da. Mind you, the reason why I was in this position is because I just went no contact with my family. Those who know what that path has in store know what's going on. If you don't, Google it. You know what I'm saying? I come from a narcissistic family system. That's what my book is about, stuff like that. Anyway, so let's scratch that. We don't want to talk about that. I've talked about that for the past 4 years. Don't want to talk about that. It's the past. Anyway, so bang. I get my duffel bag. I'm going to 12th Street with my duffel bag. Bang. I'm on 9th Street though. I go 3 blocks down, meet him at 12th Street. When I get there, explain the situation. Listen, I'm homeless, da da da. X, Y, and Z. He like, you're not crazy, are you? He's like, no, he really said that. He's like, oh no, you seem solid. So he gave me the place, no down payment, no lease, none of that. He said you can stay here until you get enough money in order to start paying me monthly. And then he also eventually sent me a lease. Right? Mind you, I can't really ghost bro because I live in his house and I work for his company. So, you know, but it's still a situational opportunity how that played out. You feel what I'm saying? Even where I'm at now here as a property manager, how it played out in order for me to get this situation was also a situation opportunity. I look at it all as God. God is doing what he got to do. I end up getting that situation out in Cali. In Idaho, excuse me, and now I'm out in Cali, and then I have this property manager's thing. So it's like God is deciding when he gonna bless me, and he ends up blessing me with something when in a sense it's like it's grace. I don't deserve it. Grace is when God gives you something you don't deserve, but it's a situational opportunity because it's like it happens randomly. Like I said, situational opportunity is something like somebody can be walking by and they see you and they be like, oh, you got a nice smile or whatever. You be good for this commercial or you so positive, X, Y, and Z. Those type of things. Like, and I've been running into that along my journey a lot. But on God's timing, it has not been like just random. Like I'm like, all right, God, I'm things falling apart. I need something right now. Cause in a sense, right now where I'm at, like I said 6 months ago, I said I was chasing my dreams and goals, and certain things started to fall apart. Certain things started to not work out. Certain job situations started to be flaky. You feel what I'm saying? And now it's still on God's timing, so I gotta be patient. I gotta pray. I gotta fast, and I gotta really be obedient, lock in to my spiritual side, and then wait for things to fall in place for me. But right now they not. So the reason why I'm putting this out to say that I started to chase my dreams and I failed, it's not because I truly failed. It's just because sometimes we feel like I started right now. Like I said 6 months ago, I'm putting it on the screen. I started right now. Bang. I started chasing my dream. We think everything's supposed to just go bang, 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 and I'm here. Just because you started and just because you put yourself in alignment with that path. But that's not true, because something that plays into it, what I just talked about, in multiple instances, situational opportunity. So be patient for that situational opportunity to come. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know how big it's going to be. You don't know how the small is going to be. That small thing may lead to something big. So either way, just stay grounded. Just stay patient. Don't overdo anything. Don't overreact. Don't feel like, oh, I started 6 months ago, like I said, and now I should be here, or I moved to this different state and things not working out, or things not feeling good. Now I should No, because you just never know when the blessing gonna come. You just gotta stay the course. Things may fall down, things may get good, and then you think they're gonna get even gooder. You like, oh, I gotta be on this. No, sometimes stuff be like bang, bang, like you bang, bang. You never know. But I say all this to say to never give up, even when you feel like you fail, even when you start your path in order to change your environment, change your mindset, work on yourself, and you feel like the path is supposed to be linear now because you remove yourself from everything that was making your path not linear. You feel what I'm saying? All the distractions, all the people, all the lack of this, lack of that, or the mindsets. You feel what I'm saying? Don't trip at all. Just stay focused, lock in, and know that the only thing that can get in your way is you now. But the path's still not going to be like, you feel what I'm saying? We're not drag racing. You feel me? We're not drag racing. We on an obstacle course. That's just life. Enjoy the turns, the ups, the downs. You might even crash. Gotta put that joint in reverse, like, oh, shit. Make it left, make it right, we out. Cops chasing you like, oh, we lit. You put the NOS in, you know what I mean? You got 12 stars and shit. You only can have 5 stars, but it's 12 stars on GTA. Oh, we lit, you know what I'm saying? So stay focused, stay the course. Don't let anybody knock you off your square. And know you're gonna fall low, and you might have been on the trajectory. You remove yourself from this and this and this and this, and now you feel like, dang, why are things not working out? You may even lose a job. You may even fall to your lowest, but that might be still part of your path, because you got things to learn in the midst of getting where you're trying to go. Wherever your goals are, wherever your dreams are, all that stuff like that, you feel what I'm saying? It's just how the game go. There's a lot of things along this journey where I'm like, yo, what's going on? Why I gotta go through this? And then I've learned through that, and I've helped other people through the low moments. So sometimes that's what it's about, because like I said, we go through these things in order for God to allow us to help other people along our path, and a long day path as well. But you gotta do it your way. It's your boy Josh Different. I'm different, you different, we different. I'm out. Bang.